This is the Night Wolf howling at you, and today we're going to look at the G.I. Joe Classified Series Fire Team 788, the Cobra Hiss Officer, Range Viper, and Infantry. This set is designed to go along with your Cobra Hiss. Hence the Cobra Hiss logo at the bottom. And the color scheme, of course, also goes along with the Cobra Hiss colors. I mean, in all honesty, this is just a really cool looking set. On the side, we get a brief look at some artwork here of the three characters. And on the back, we have the same kind of outline that they did for the back of the boxes for the individual figures that came with the Hiss tank. Now, hopefully I can get this video done in about 20 minutes because I had to cut the previous one in half in order to load it up on Rumble because it only had a smaller file size allowance than YouTube does. We get a long, I guess it's designed to look like a rifle case in this case, instead of just a footlocker. Sadly, they did not do a picture on the back of this. And also, it looks like there is a little black spot, either mist paint or just a spot that got on there from his mask. That's a little sad. Let's just rip them out. All right. Let's talk articulation real quick before we get started on the weapon packs. So we have the Cobra Hiss officer here. And he's mostly wearing the uniform of the Cobra infantry trooper. So if we bring out our trooper here, if you take a look at this, it is the same textured vest. He's got the same arm guards and hands. He does have the Cobra officer boots, however. So speaking of which, so we got our Cobra officer. There we go. We've got the same head sculpt with the bandana mask, but he does not have the smooth chest piece. And he does have the same boots, it looks like. But yeah, the forearms are different between the two. And the equipment vest, it's the same vest there. Looks like he's got the same belt as well. So articulation-wise, we've got the chicken neck like usual. Ball joint at the top, spin around. Butterfly joint, arm moves up, down, spins around. There is an additional logo here on his shoulder. I have no idea what that's supposed to be. He should have a bicep swivel. I mean, there is a bicep swivel. I can't get the other side to turn. I'll have to soak him in some water probably. Double jointed elbows. And spin around, and he's got the in and out articulation. Hinge. Ab crunch. Oh. Ball joint at the waist. Drop down hips. Thigh swivel. Knee bends. Double joints. Boot cut. Ankle hinges and spins around. Next, we got the Cobra Trooper, who is wearing the same, basically the same outfit, different boots as the Cobra officer for the fire squad. Compared to the regular Cobra Trooper, they have different vests this time. I don't know if this is a reuse, if this came with some other character or not. Um, no belt. I guess that is, aside from the color scheme, that does appear to be the only difference in the way the figures are. And these still have the standard articulation as the previous ones, and these are all the ones with the obvious pin joints. I don't see any real reason to go over the articulation again, especially since it's just a reuse of the same figure. Now we have our H.I.S.S Range Viper. The original Range Viper, of course, being a huge pain in the ass to try to get your hands on because it was a Walmart exclusive. Thanks again, Hasbro, for that. Though, let's be honest, this guy is pretty badass looking. There is a little bit of overspray on the paint here at the top, but not too bad. I like the color scheme here. I mean, the Range Vipers themselves already look scary as hell, but yeah, this one's even scarier. He's got what I'm assuming is supposed to be a Cobra Hiss related logo on his shoulder. Might be a Cobra Hiss logo on his front. And he's got the 788. Which now, they give us this. But don't forget, when you looked at the Cobra Hiss tank, it actually came with another set of numbers, or a set of number stickers, so you could change the numbers. However, that does mean you can't create. I guess you could always like take that off if you wanted. If you wanted to create a second team. Articulation wise, since this is a different figure, still pretty much the same. We've got the chicken neck, head can look around, arm moves up, down, all around. Butterfly joint, which is really kind of loose on this one. We got the bicep cut, double jointed elbows. We have the up and down hinge on his hand. There is probably an ab crunch in there somewhere. Yeah, you can kind of see the ab crunch. It doesn't work very well with his vest. Waist swivel with the ball joint there. Legs have the drop down hips. Thigh swivel. Knees bend at double joints. Theoretically. Oh, dear God. Ah. Yep, there we go. Now we can do the double joint. That actually kind of hurt. Boot cut. Ankle hinge and a pivot to spin it around. I realize I'm comparing these guys to fully equipped ones. but whatever. So, I mean, the range viper itself is terrifying to start with. I think this is actually kind of the scary looking mask though, because even though this is like a blue skull looking thing, it just doesn't have the same kind of terror inflicting look to it as the red and black one. Other than that, they come with the same vests, same equipment, same boots, same everything so far. Obviously, we still have to take the equipment out, and we'll probably revisit the equipment afterwards. But I just wanted to give you a quick look at the figure before we got that far. I do kind of feel like, I kind of wonder if though the Range Viper would have looked better with black pants again, or the darker charcoal gray, black, whatever. Because I don't know, I'm just not that fond of the lighter color pants on this one. This one opens up at the side, kind of like the one for the H.I.S.S tank did. We got one bag, two bag, paper thing that everybody throws away, and a third bag. So 3 figures, 3 bags. What are the chances they gave us the equipment for each one separately? Probably not likely, because so far in the pairing sets, I haven't seen that happen either. Here we go with, oh my goodness. I don't know why I keep on putting things towards the right side. We get the Range Viper rifle, which will probably need to be heated up to refix the barrel. We get a bazooka backpack, and we get bazooka ammo. So this may seem like a dumb question, but which way do you put your bazooka ammo in? Like that? Or like that? Because they fit either way. Although it's a little looser like that than it is like this. So maybe I'll stick with that. I'd have to see what the molded backpacks for the old bazookas uh, were like. I kind of wish they'd done these in a different color from the backpack though. Or, well, okay, technically are slightly different. I don't know if you can tell or not. The backpack itself is just a little teeny tiny bit darker. And we've got the rifle that goes with our buddy there. Now let's go ahead and spread these guys out a bit. Since the box shows our trooper with the bazooka, we'll give him that. We've got what looks to be, I always figured this was a grenade launcher, but that also goes with our friend here. We got a standard looking pistol, which based on the box goes with our officer. We've got the axe of death, which goes with him. We've got a rifle here that goes with our Cobra officer. We've got another rifle-ish. Does anybody know what this kind of gun, what this is called? Like, is this something that was made specifically for this toy line, or is it actually based on a real weapon? It kind of looks like something I've seen before. We've got this big old dagger sai looking thing, which will go with him. We've got another pistol with extended clip. I wonder, are these designs like the same? Actually, it does look like they're the same pistol, just the one has an extended clip. Oh, well, maybe not. Well, not exactly the same, I guess. Or are they? Yeah, well. I mean, the molds are obviously different because it has the extended clip, but I guess they are based on the same thing. And this one is expected to go with our buddy there. So they give us a smaller knife for the Cobra officer for his thigh sheath. Uh, but yeah, I don't know why they didn't just give us the. Why not just give us the original one that came with them? Like, was this that much cheaper than this that it made a difference? I'll just stick that in there while I've got this guy up here. Baggie number 2. We've got a bazooka, which is fallen apart into 2 pieces, and blast effects, the same ones that came with the rocket launcher for the drone for scrap iron, which of course you can fit to the end of the bazooka, and you can attach the end of the missile to give it that real bazooka smell. Although it looks like this bazooka is going to have to be put in some hot water too to straighten it out. And of course, eventually you will end up scraping off the smoky look on the end of this. And last, and certainly not least, or possibly not least, we have our third set of equipment. Which includes our ammo belt for our range viper, which I will put into place now. We've got our helmets for our trooper and our officer, both of which have the 788 logo on the sides. We have the Range Viper's backpack, which is, I would say, not really as detailed as the one that came with the Range Viper. I mean, this paint is the same and this is the same, but they did not paint the air canister and they did not put anything on the little screen back there. It's actually kind of surprising. It looks like there's a walkie-talkie attached, but that doesn't actually come off. And we'll go ahead and we'll put this in place now. Peg there, and of course the cable here goes into the little hole here in the back of his head or helmet. Man, if that's his actual head, something went wrong somewhere. Cobra officer comes with a holster for his rifle, but this is not the same rifle that came with the original one. So it doesn't fit in the same way. I mean, look at this. This makes much more sense than this does. I don't know why they decided to do it this way, but they did. And I think they should have just gone ahead and with that. Because I mean, it still comes with the empty clip, with the clip that comes out. So I don't. It's not like they're holding it off on that. He's got the same belt, so he's got the spot to put his clip in too. So I don't see why. But we'll stick that on his back. I guess we might as well, while we're doing that, put his gun in his place too. To finish off our range viper, we have his bandana. Just seems like a weird accessory for the skull-headed guy, you know? The bandana. Oh, it came off the freaking peg. Cobra Trooper gets our rockets and our bazooka. Of course, the bazooka. Oh, shoot. Pretty much designed to be held in the right hand. Although, it's another one of those things where I have to admit, I had the same problem with actually Bazooka from the Joe's team. Trying to get it positioned well to look good is not easy. But here's the real question. Can he hold it up with the blast effect in place? Starting to tip. I would call that a no. Although theoretically, I could take two stands. No, he's got duck feet. I don't know if you can tell. I guess it's not falling over, although it looks like it wants to. His hands actually do appear to be holding it up pretty well, though. That surprises me more than anything else right now. And we've got our range viper. So the neat thing with the range viper was that his grenade launcher can actually be fitted into the backpack here. So it holds on like that. And you can have that out of the way. The axe of death holds on to here, though, to be honest, it doesn't like to stay in place very well. We also have the little loop here for his dagger side thingy. His gun with the extended clip goes here, which again, oh yeah, I guess our previous range viper did come with the extended clip too. Yeah, they're really, I mean, the color obviously, but other than that, there isn't that much difference between the two range vipers. And his rifle with ammo. So I'm kind of wondering is how many rounds actually fit in this little thing. So that's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, say inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this might hold like 35 or 40 or 40 to 50 rounds with that. However, we do get a bunch of other blast effects as well. We get the little shot. This is the one that I usually think works well with pistols, but we got the little smoking afterwards. Obviously, none of these little ones are compatible with the bazooka. This is the one that still kind of confuses me. I'm not entirely sure what it's supposed to be for, but generally it feels like you also need to have another part on there. The thing being is that it's like a blast, smoke, a second blast, and then it goes. And we got these blue ones. They are not quite the same. And this one's curved, which I am assuming it's not supposed to be. And I don't understand why they are blue other than to be different. Because now, oh crap, they don't really they don't really look right with these ones now. I guess this one would go more with this. This is the whole like because you just like spun it that way. Actually, that would probably go better with this one. But then none of these other ones look like they would fit with that either. Because, well, I guess you could go like this. But if this is kind of like a. I guess this could be also like shotgun shells, but it just makes me think grenade launcher. How many blast effects can we put onto one thing before it falls? Yeah, this is the point where I'm kind of like, I've gone a little bit off the rails. That just looks kind of dumb. I know. The blast effects don't work with the end of this, though. That hole in there will fit the end of the missiles, but will not fit the blast effects. So, when you get right down to it, our Range Viper here comes with the same loadout as his original release does, which makes sense. Our Cobra Officer has a different loadout, although a lot of his gear itself is the same, except for all the weapons are different, and he comes with a teeny tiny knife compared to his original big knife. Which again, why? Why did you do this? Why not use there's I know there's a smaller sheath. Although I guess these are usually used for the ones that are hanging off of the off of like here, the chest area. But they should have just given us just you should have just given us the bigger knife, Hasbro. That's all. And of course, our Cobra Trooper comes with a wildly different gear setup and a different vest. Other than that, the rest of the body is the same, just with the new equipment and new um, harness vests and so forth. So there you have it. That is our look at the Cobra H.I.S.S Fire Team 788 figure set. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. I hope you enjoyed this video, and let me know what you think about the different color schemes they did. And I gotta say, I honestly think this should have been the trooper style, like with the um bandana mask instead of the other one. Plus, I really wish that this paint was not messed up right there. I don't know if you can see it on the camera, but I can see it really clearly on with the naked eye. So thanks for listening. Peace and love. Sort of adding this to the H.I.S. tank video, something I didn't notice last time because I didn't have any on me. The H.I.S. tank is not actually blast effect compatible. It's too small, and that hole's too big. And the same goes for down here. So I don't know if there's specific blast effects that they're going to do for vehicles in the future, but this was just kind of a sad realization.
That's not a knife. That's a knife.